My name is Paige. I'm 40 years old. I'm a housewife, and I live with my husband, Kevin, while going in between multiple part-time jobs. We live in a rented apartment. Kevin's company is currently going through some business trouble, and they're having a difficult time. But even then, we were supporting each other, and Kevin and I were living happily together.
I'm home.
Welcome home. Another long day of work for you. Dinner is ready. Today there were a lot of cherry tomatoes growing on the balcony, so I made a minestrone soup. Doesn't it look delicious? I was able to keep the cost down, and it's full of nutrition too.
Paige, because I'm not earning enough at all, I'm sorry to make you struggle.
What are you saying? You're always working so hard in order to support our household. I am really grateful.
But still, I'm sure you want to eat something nice every now and then, don't you, Paige?
As long as I'm able to live happily with you, that's more than enough for me, Kevin. And plus, I've been looking up money-saving recipes and also checking the discount section of the supermarket, and it's actually pretty fun.
Paige, I'm the happiest guy on earth that I was able to marry you. I'm gonna work hard so that someday I can treat you to anything that you want, Paige.
Happiest guy on earth that you married me. I am the one that's lucky to have a husband that says that. And that's right, even though we didn't have much money, I loved my life every day with Kevin. However, even though I was happy, there was one big concern that I had in my life, and that was my biological family. My father, Chad, my mother, Karen, and my little sister, Hannah, that was 15 years younger than me. Until Hannah was born, my parents were affectionate towards me like any other pair of parents. However, when Hannah was born, my parents only doted on Hannah, and they pretty much had no interest in me anymore. My parents gave birth to Hannah at an older age, and she must have looked even more cute to them, even when I was in my junior year of high school. Hey Mom, listen to this. The other day at the end of semester exam, I got 3rd place in the entire grade.
What? Oh, really? So what? Oh, little Hannah, you're so cute. There. Hannah's definitely going to be beautiful in the future.
And then, when I was in my senior year of high school, hey Dad, look at this. I received an award. I got the grand prize at the art contest that was held a few weeks ago.
I honestly don't care. Hannah, do you want to go to the park with your daddy? I need to show off how cute you are to all the neighbors. A kissy kiss on your cheek.
When they were this obviously uninterested in me, it was pretty upsetting. And so, as soon as I graduated from high school, I got a job, moved out of my house, and started living alone. However, a few years later, my father was victim to his company restructure and lost his job. In this generation, when it was difficult to find a job, he wasn't able to get another job at a company, and my father was somehow able to get a part-time job as a traffic attendant. My mom also started working part-time, but Hannah was still in elementary school, and the two of them were struggling to make ends meet with just their income. And so, every month, I started sending my family $500 a month. Even though my parents were like that, it doesn't change the fact that they raised me until I graduated from high school. And so, I was sending my family money every month for the last 18 years. Hannah was so small back then, but she's already 25 now. The problem is my parents were still obsessed with Hannah, and same as before, I was nowhere on their radar. Even when I attended a relative's wedding.
Oh my, Paige. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
When I was standing near the reception of the wedding venue, my parents and Hannah came over to talk to me.
Seriously, you look so old that it's embarrassing to call you my big sister.
Perhaps because she grew up, watching my parents make me the brunt of the joke. Every time Hannah had also grown up to become a girl that says rude things like this. And that's why, not even over the holidays over the last few years, I hadn't gone back to my family home to see them. Well, I'm still sending the money every month, and I think you could say that I'm giving back to them for raising me in the least way possible.
Also, Paige, you brought celebratory money for them?
And she said that. Karen pointed at the envelope in my hand. Well, yeah, this is a wedding, so that's the standard, isn't it?
Oh, really? How much did you put in there?
Well, now, why don't you show your mom and dad what's inside?
To my disbelief, suddenly, Chad and Karen launched forward and tried to steal the celebratory money out of the envelope in my hands. I was able to dodge them and get away by a strand of a hair, but Hey, what are you doing? At the reception of a wedding. What rude parents they are, these people.
Because you're only sending us $500 every month. If you have enough to spare that you can give people celebratory money, then you should be giving more to your parents. $500 a month isn't enough. Huh?
Even though you're already on the road to 40 years old, I can't believe you're only sending $500 a month. Even though you're the oldest daughter, you don't even treat your parents that well. Who do you think you are? You useless daughter.
These people, do they have any idea how hard I'm working and trying to save and somehow getting by and still managing to send the money every month? Even though I am their daughter, I wish they wouldn't think of it as a given that they would be receiving money from others like this. On that day, I declared to my parents, if you're going to be rude about the money that I'm sending every month, then I'm going to stop. However, since that day, my parents started calling me every single day after day asking me for money. Hello?
Oh, hello? Paige, how much do you have in your savings account?
Huh?
Your savings account, you heard me. You need to hand over the full amount to me and your father.
Excuse me?
You know how it started to get warm? I need to make sure that I buy summer clothes for Hannah. So you need to transfer to our account that you always send money to.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't have any savings though. And also, even if I did, I would definitely not want to hand it over to these people.
Huh? You really think that you can lie to your parents? Who do you think you have to thank for giving birth to you and raising you?
This woman, just because she gave birth to me and raised me, she thinks she can do anything to her own child? You're saying that for the rest of their life, in order to give back for that, a child has to listen to what their mother says? Obviously, that's not the case. At that moment, I hung up the phone straight away. But then, a few days after that, this time I had a phone call from Chad. Just like Karen, I assumed he was going to ask for money, but there was a possibility that it could be an emergency. Just in case I answered the phone. However, just as I expected.
Hello, is it you, Paige?
What do you want?
How much do you have stored away for emergencies? That emergency fund? You need to give it all over to your mom and dad. Hannah is saying that she wants a diet machine.
And then, just as I did to Karen, I hung up the phone immediately. And then I blocked both of their numbers. However, my parents didn't give up. They started calling me from public telephones, and they even managed to dig out my social media accounts and contacted me there. Even though I ignored all of them, and after I blocked them on social media, they would make a new account and message me again. It was beyond annoying. Eventually, I had had enough, and something inside of me snapped. Of course, I was going to stop sending money, but I decided to cut off all ties with the three of them. It may seem like I'm an ungrateful child after they raised me to cut off all ties with them, but I was working multiple part-time jobs over 18 years and was still sending them $500 a month, so that should be more than enough. But after a few weeks later, this time I received a phone call to my cell phone from Hannah. I was about to lose my temper once again, but I thought it was the perfect job opportunity to tell them I was going to quit sending money and that I was cutting off all ties with them. So I picked up the call from Hannah.
Oh, hello? Paige!
Hello, are mom and dad nearby you right now? I need to talk to them.
What? About what?
Yeah, I'm going to stop sending you $500 every month, and also don't ever call me again. I am cutting off all ties with you as a family now.
Huh? Why don't you do what you want? Go ahead. Go right ahead. But also, I was calling you because I wanted to cut off all ties with you too.
What? I was a little bit taken aback, but then my little sister continued to talk and said the most outrageous thing.
I was just calling you to tell you that there was no need for you anymore.
Wait, oh, what do you mean?
Guess what? I'm engaged to a super rich man.
Huh? Engaged?
Yeah, and my fiance is the division manager of a major company. Have you heard of the Pianocore Group? It's a super major company. I got the cream of the crop. So that's why mom and dad probably won't need your pathetic $500 a month anymore.
When Hannah said that, she just started going on a rant about her fiance and bragging about herself the whole time.
I feel so sorry for you, big sis. You got yourself a husband that's good for nothing, and you're living a poor life, right? Well, I'm sure a celebrity lifestyle like mine is going to be impossible for you for the rest of your life. Seriously, how unfortunate for you.
After belittling me like that, Hannah continued to say this.
It's too embarrassing for my fiancé to find out that I have such an old, saggy big sister. I don't want to invite you to the wedding, and anytime there's a family gathering, I definitely don't want you to attend. So, with that, we're cutting off all ties.
I see. In that case, this was perfect for me too. Well, I'm glad that we're on the same page. Goodbye. However, a few months later, I never could have imagined that the most ridiculous future was waiting for those three. Well, as for me, actually, immediately after I cut ties with Hannah, I did predict that those three would probably going to end up in a disaster. And so, a few months later, for the first time in a long time, I got a phone call from Hannah. I had already blocked both of my parents, but I guess I forgot to do that with Hannah's phone number and her messenger account. Because I had already predicted that they had a dark future ahead, I was just starting to wonder how the three of them were going about their lives in the present day. And so, out of pure curiosity, I decided to answer the phone. Hello?
Paige? You finally answered the phone! Sheesh, this is why I hate old people, because you're so slow! I'm going to put the phone on speaker now.
What?
Hello, is that you, Paige? You have money, don't you? It's fine if it's just a meager $500. You need to transfer that to your mom and dad's account immediately.
Huh? But I told you that I was going to stop sending money every month already.
No, stop with the nonsense. You need to prepare the money within today. I'm the one that gave birth to you, you know, and you have a responsibility to thank me.
Goodness, is this the attitude to take when you're asking someone for a favor?
Anyway, right now we're going through a really difficult time, and you're the eldest daughter of the family, so you need to do something about it.
What do you say? All three of you? You did this to yourselves, didn't you?
Huh?
I'm sure you never expected your fiancé to lie about where he was working. But also, I can't believe that the engagement itself was actually just to get money out of you guys. I'm sure you guys never expected that either.
What? How do you know about that?
That's right. Hannah was actually the victim of a marriage scam. And long before she found out, I already knew that Hannah was being fooled. Because... Remember you told me that your fiancé was a division manager at the major company Panacore Group? Well, the Panacore Group just so happens to be a company that Kevin has some business relations with. And so he actually knew all of the faces and names of the managers at that company.
What?
Both Kevin and I know the division manager, and we simply couldn't believe that it was the same person that you were talking about. So we asked the division manager himself if he had any idea. And then he told us that recently there was somebody who was faking his identity and repeatedly scamming people. And it was causing him so much trouble that just the other day he had filed a police report about it.
What did you say?
I heard he was arrested recently, isn't that right? Well, congratulations.
What? What do you mean, congratulations? Me and Dad and Mom thought that I got the cream of the crop, and it would be easy to pay back any debt. So over the last few months, not only did we hand him $2,000 every month, but we went on vacations together and went shopping together. And, you know, we ended up taking out a lot of money in loans from consumer finance.
Looks like it. I had heard from the relatives that you guys were living quite the luxurious life, so I figured that you were probably getting carried away and just taking out more and more loans.
This isn't a joke! What are you going to do about it?
What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? Why don't you figure it out yourself?
Ah!
Even though they had treated me like the outcast of the family, now I was the one laughing at them. They must have been pretty upset about that. I could hear Hannah start crying on the other end of the phone.
I've been quiet and listening, but how dare you, Paige? If only you had told us the truth earlier, none of this would have happened. This is all your fault.
That's right. If you knew that your family was being fooled, then why did you just leave us?
But you three aren't my family. You're nothing to me. You treated me like an ATM, so you don't just bring out the word family when it's convenient for you.
Oh!
You bastard! If you're going to take it this far, we're going to barge into your house and we're going to force the money out of your hands.
After Karen yelled that into the phone, the call ended. However, about an hour later, I received another phone call from Hannah's phone.
What is going on here, Paige? Your house. There's nobody living here.
Yes, because Kevin and I built a house and we actually just moved in today.
Built a house?
I knew it! So you do have money!
Where are you? You need to tell us right now. If we don't return the money to the Consumer Finances Company immediately, we're going to be in so much trouble. If you have money, give it to us.
No, it's not that I have money. Actually, just the other day, Kevin's company was acquired by the Panicore Group. And funny enough, he's actually been named the division manager.
Huh?
He has a really great salary too, so we took the leap to build our dream home. And we were able to prepare the deposit too. Since you knew my last address, I didn't want you to show up like you are now and try to force yourselves in. Right at that moment, the other end of the phone, I heard the deep voices of some very scary sounding men. Perhaps the people from Consumer Finances have come to collect from them. Looks like you're a little busy now. I think I'm going to block your phone number now too, so the three of you, goodbye forever.
Hey! Wait! Paige? But forgive me!
And at that very moment, I hung up the phone, and I blocked Hannah's phone number. And as if nothing had happened, I went right back to unpacking and cleaning up. After that, I heard Chad and Karen and Hannah were all taken away by the debt collectors. Apparently, they were all sent off to separate dangerous countries, and that they're being worked like slaves day and night. They're all starting at the bottom, and it seems that none of them are being treated like human beings. They were completely broken down and barely surviving. One of our relatives said they received letters from the three of them, and that in each of those letters, they described the most dire situations that they were in. Knowing how much they've gone into debt, I'm sure the three of them won't be able to get out of that for the rest of their lives. Poor them. Well then, on the other hand, as for me, I quit my part-time jobs, and I am living a very happy life with my husband Kevin, who was promoted to division manager in our brand new house. He said that he was going to work hard for me, and I knew that he was working hard day by day, but I didn't think that the results would come this fast. And this is the husband that I fell in love with. And so, the other day, to thank Kevin for all his hard work, and to show my appreciation for him, I prepared an extremely luxurious dinner for him.
I'm home! Whoa, is this dinner tonight? It looks amazing! Steak and even tempura and sushi. It's almost like a dinner at a luxury resort.
There's also melon in the fridge. Kevin was always working so hard for us. Thank you.
What are you saying? I should be the one thanking you. I'm only able to work hard because you're supporting me, Paige.
Well then, go get dressed and let's eat dinner. Seriously, I'm the happiest woman on earth.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!